It's TK Irish coming from where else? Camp Kennerk. And I mean to tell you, you talk about a Halloween weekend. Woo! Man, we had goblins, we had stories that were being told that scared adults and kids. Oh, it was just amazing. And the trick-or-treaters, they were lined up out the door. And it was more fun to see the kids dressed up, and the adults got dressed up too. So everybody's having a great time. It was a really good fright night, but you know, it's amazing how people react to scary stories, even though they've heard them before. But I guess it's just the whole aura of Halloween and the ghosts, the goblins, and everything that goes along with it. And man, Douglas, I tell you what, you talk about scary. How about some of those college football games yesterday? Like Texas, Vandy, Bill, last second onside kickoff. Woo! Man, Texas dodged a bullet on that one. So, what are your thoughts about it?
TK, good to see you. Sunday morning, where every man in the galaxy is checking his box scores. Do you have your coffee? I've got my get up and go right here.
Hey, man, if I don't have it, I'm not going.
Mm,
Mm.
mm, mm,
That
mm.
Aldi coffee hits the spot every morning.
Yes, yes, gets us going. Now, uh, yes, the college football yesterday was exciting. The Texas game is exciting, but let's just talk about something that happened last night. Okay?
All right.
Okay, the World Series. Now, I've got two people that are here in the Possum Trot Studios here at Camp Kennerk Remote Podcast here at the Possum Trot Studios that have heard about us, and they are now here in attendance and will be here on every podcast. We've got JoJo Bear here, who is
Oh,
vice president in charge of production at the Possum Trot Studios. You remember him when you
oh
came
yeah.
down to do a podcast here?
Yes, yes, I do. Very.
This is JoJo Bear. He is vice president of production around here. And we've also got, hang on a second, we've also got here Cowboy Otis,
Oh
who
my gosh. Yes.
yes, he's in charge of security, and he's a very scary guy.
Well,
Very.
I met him when I was doing the podcast some time ago, and I couldn't remember why I knew him. But then I remember that he and I were in the Federal Witness Protection Program together.
Absolutely true. And he's
So,
a very scary guy.
oh
So
yeah,
he
yeah.
provides security to
Mhm.
making sure everyone around here is happy and comfortable. So the Camp Kennerk podcast is growing. Hang on a second. We've got some of our paperwork down here is growing, and now the staff is growing.
Well, that's
So
a sign of progress. Now, Douglas, are we paying these people?
Dr. Peppers.
Oh, then that's all I need.
That's all I need. They
Yeah.
never complain.
Well, good. It won't do any good anyways.
Yes, yes. So uh, your introduction concerning Halloween weekend is very, very sweet, and I'm very glad to be here. But let's talk about something that happened last night. Game 7 of the World Series between the Toronto Blue Jays and the Los Angeles Dodgers.
It was a great game. It was a great series. I mean, one game went 18 innings,
Yes,
and they ran out of pitchers. I mean, they were really thinking about they're going to have to put a position player in, like a shortstop or outfielder, to pitch the rest of the game. So it was a Donnybrook. There's no doubt about
yes. And last night's game went into what was it, the 11th inning? Yeah,
it. I
the
think so.
11th.
Yeah.
Yeah, the 11th inning, and the Los Angeles Dodgers won the game, and which was very, very exciting. And the Blue Jays lost the game because they had 3 innings, the second, the ninth, and the 11th, where they had bases loaded.
Oh, that's a heartbreak. I watched that game, and they would span onto the coach's face, to the manager's face, and he just had that angst look on his face, like, "Come on, guys, you've done this before. This is not new to you." But I guess
Yeah,
it was.
three times bases loaded, couldn't score.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Now, so the Dodgers now have won twice in a row.
Yes.
Oh,
Dynasty. They're talking dynasty.
dynasty. And the superhero Otani, Shohei Otani, of course, pitched and hit and that sort of stuff. But it was Yamamoto of the Dodgers who was MVP. That I think is very, very interesting.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. A lot of people were surprised, I'm sure.
Yes, and the Dodgers have three players on their team that are from Japan:
Oh, yes.
Otani, Yamamoto, and Saka.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
I'm sorry, but don't know my Japanese.
Saki, Saki.
I know it's not what too well. So uh, the what's interesting about Japanese players being in the excuse me, in the major leagues, years and years ago, in the 20s and the 30s, uh, Major League Baseball in America would put together a group of people to go play in Japan, a tour, an exhibitional tour.
Mhm.
And Lou Gehrig, Babe Ruth, a lot of them would go on over there. And it was a fun time for them to go on over there. And that's how baseball got started in Japan.
Yes.
And one of the sad things about World War II, and a lot of the Japanese people and Americans said, well, World War II, we don't get to go to Japan and play baseball. And the Japanese people said, well, we don't get to see these great stars, right? Ruth and Gehrig coming over and
Mhm.
learning the game,
Yes.
So, and now with who was the home run king, Saduro O,
Yes.
who was the home run king in Japan, and then who was Ichiro for Seattle, who was the hits leader. He was Hall of Fame in Japan and Hall of Fame here. You know,
Hmm.
so the melding or welding or the meeting of coming together of Japanese and American baseball and now Korean baseball, because we have Korean pitchers. It's a
Hmm.
beautiful, beautiful thing. It's a
Yeah,
beautiful.
the game has gotten worldwide attention and everybody's playing it. They have the big international World Series
Yes,
of different countries, which was very exciting this past year.
yes, yes, and of course the culmination is the World Series, which was
Yeah.
ended last night with the Dodgers beating the Blue Jays. And
Hmm.
the good part is it's a beautiful time of the year. It's the World Series. Two of the greatest uh, words in the English language are Game 7.
Yeah. Yes.
Two
There's
of
nothing.
the greatest words in the English language.
That's
The
right.
other the other ones in the spring are play ball,
Yeah. Yeah.
play ball, play
And
ball. Let's
it
play.
all boils down to two teams, 9 innings, and show me what you got.
Game 7, and and we were when we were kiddos in the backyard with the wiffle balls, and we're at the plate digging in. All we're saying is Game 7,
That's right.
bottom
Bases
of
loaded. Yeah.
bases loaded, bottom of the ninth. So it's a good times, but it's also a bad time. We don't have any baseball until spring training in February, something like that.
Hmm. Well, that's the reason why we have reruns.
That's right. We have reruns. And with this mess on cable TV at where the game is being played, this platform, that platform, Major League Baseball could probably make just as much money playing great games and reruns.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. They can. They should. They will.
Now, now the free advice for $1 $1 million idea that I had years and years and years ago, okay, was that Major League Baseball was shooting themselves in the foot by not offering, and this is how long ago, it's V8s of the game, VHS
Uh-huh.
videotapes of the game, so that when you went to the game and then you ordered the game, there it was, and then you could pick yourself out. Oh, there I am on the third base. And you put that in your inventory. In the old days when VHS systems were what, $19 or something or more
Yeah,
or whatever it was,
yeah.
that's a huge amount of money.
Hmm.
And you have your own personal library.
Yeah.
Major League Baseball was just slow to adapt that.
Well, they can't do everything all the time correctly. So,
That's why it's Doug the Neighbor, free advice for $1.
there you go. I agree with that 100%, Douglas.
Now, here's the kicker, and we'll close and move on to college ball. I was watching the game last night on YouTube on the Korean TV channel.
Oh,
And here's what was interesting. Of course, the announcers, I had no idea what they're talking about, but they were very excited,
yes.
even on little things.
Hmm.
Oh, he made it to first. He made it to first. Yeah. Oh, the hit. Oh,
It's like they get tasered. About every 30
yeah.
seconds, they get
Yeah.
tasered.
That was very exciting. Of course, I couldn't understand it. And
Uh,
then uh, the uh, the ads that are on the backstop behind the batters, they were digitally imposed with Korean ads.
yes. Yes.
It was really kind of cool.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, they do it. They do the same
yeah,
thing that we do, sell ad space, play baseball, and count their money.
yeah, it was really kind of cool. So I'm never going to forget that. Now we're here on November the 2nd, Sunday morning, with all of our campers around the world talking about college football. And I'm very excited about this because this is week 9, right, of
Yes.
the Camp Kennerk College Football Conference. And
Hmm.
to our listeners and happy campers around the world, TK and I are from the old school of the Southwest Conference. And there, years ago, it was 10, 12 teams, and 3 of them were outside of Texas. But it was a beautiful, beautiful time because Texas Tech would play Baylor, TCU would play Texas, Texas would play uh, the Aggies. And so it was a situation of community, the Texas community coming together because you could go visit your friends because it's not that far a drive for a game. And you stop, have barbecue, or they come visit you, or you call them on up and you bust chops. It was a beautiful, beautiful thing. But
Yes.
then through greed, TV, realignment, that's all gone. And it
All
just,
gone. Goodbye. So long. Vita saying goodbye.
yes, yes, it's gone. And the old Southwest Conference has been divided up for money, alignment, whatever. But in our hearts, TK, we are Southwest Conference people.
That's right. That's the reason why we invented the Camp Kennerk Football Conference for everyone to learn and see what's really going on and what could have happened if greed didn't get in the way.
Yes, yes. And so we have our scores here from last night, or excuse me, from yesterday's games. And I would like to begin out west with Texas Tech, that's located in Lubbock. They're now in the Big 12, and they played Kansas State, and they beat them 43 to 20. So that makes Tech is 8-1.
Yes, they're also ranked number 13 in the
Yes.
nation. So they're a ball club.
Yes, and the only loss was to ASU, and they only lost by 4,
Yes.
which is kind of interesting. Now, next week they're going to play BYU Cougars, who are 8-0.
Yes. That's two top 20 teams knocking heads.
Yes, absolutely true. Now, moving east to Fort Worth, we've got TCU, Texas Christian University, and they're now in the Big 12, and they played West Virginia and they beat them 23 to 17. And TCU 6-2, and they're playing Iowa State next week, who is 5-4. Now, SMU was in the ACC, and they are 6-3, and they beat the Miami Hurricanes 26-20. And their next game is against Boston College, who's 1-8.
Well,
Boston College.
you got to remember that SMU beat a ranked team. Miami was ranked 10 in the nation, and they beat them in overtime. So SMU was ranked in the top 20 at the beginning of the season and throughout the season, then they fell out. So now the question is does this bring SMU back into the fold of the top 20?
I would think so. I would think so. I would think so. And now going down I-35 to Baylor, they're in Waco. Baylor Bears, they're in the Big 12, and they're 5-4, and they beat University of Central Florida 30-3. So, and next week they're playing Utah who are 7-2, and that's Utah's in the Mountain West, or is that the WAC? I think that's the WAC, isn't it?
I'm not sure. They changed them around so much.
Yeah, yeah. What do we know? What do we know? Okay, then moving on down here to Texas, which is in the SEC. Texas beat Vanderbilt, so now Texas is 7-2. Did you watch the Vanderbilt game?
I did. No, so what we had Texas, who's ranked 20, playing Vanderbilt, who's ranked 9. And Vanderbilt is a fairy tale story of a team that's always been downtrodden, but
Yes.
they have come up and they've really put together a program. But the score is not indicative of what really happened because Vanderbilt scored 21 unanswered points in the second half. And then they scored with 40 some seconds to go and they tried an onside kick and they got the ball. Vanderbilt got the ball, fumbled the ball. Texas got the ball. They fumbled the ball on the onside kick and it went out of bounds.
Went out of bounds. Yeah, yeah. It was very exciting. Very
Oh,
exciting.
so it's Texas ball, game over with. But if someone just had a little stickier hands on Vanderbilt, they could have changed the whole game.
Yes, they sure could have. And it was a very exciting game. And now Texas is 7-2, and next week they play the Georgia Bulldogs, who are 7-1. So we're going to have some two top quality teams playing next weekend.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be a
Okay.
good game.
Yes. Now we're moving over to the Aggies. Oh, buckle up here. The Aggies are now 8-0.
I know.
Texas, they're 8-0. They're in the SEC. And they beat LSU 49-25.
Yes.
49-25. And next, the Aggies are gonna play Missouri, who are 6-2. Now I have a little note here concerning the Aggies. All right, so this is kind of interesting. The Aggies have high expectations, which is fine. Everybody has great expectations starting the season. In 2023, they fired Jimbo Fisher and gave him $76 million in a buyout
Yes.
to go away.
Say
In
bye-bye.
football, yeah, in football, it's called a buyout. In a divorce, it's called alimony. Go away.
Yeah, settling.
It's go away money. Okay.
Hmm.
All right. So in 23, LSU played Jimbo Fisher, 76 million to go away.
Yeah.
Okay. Then they hired Brian Kelly, and he was let go just I think last week when when the Aggies were 5-1.
No, the LSU.
When Brian Kelly, okay, there you go. Oh yeah, okay. Brian Kelly, where was he?
He was at LSU.
He's
And
at
he
LSU.
retired due to illness. The alumni got sick of him.
Oh, that's right. We were talking about the Aggies playing LSU. Jimbo Fisher was at LSU, and Brian Kelly was at LSU,
Yes.
and so he was paid $50 million to go away. And this
Yeah.
just happened a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
Well, you see, you and I have questions concerning the way the NCAA football program nationwide is run
Hmm.
with buys, unscheduled teams, cream puffs, uh, age over age, what and then for a better word, players playing
Mhm.
against 18 to 23-year-old players, that sort of
Yeah.
stuff. And now this whole buyout thing, that's college money. It has nothing to do with education, just being bought out. And
Yeah.
Texas is guilty of it because when they hired Sarkeesian, they had to get rid of whatever that guy's name was, and he had
Mhm.
4 or 5 year contract. And
Yeah.
when Mac Brown was uh, let go 6, 7 years ago, they paid him 50 million for the next 5, 6 years.
Great gig if you could get it.
Be a bad coach and just go from place to place and get bought
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
Oh, geez. But that doesn't apply in the real world.
No, no, I've never heard of someone getting fired and say, oh, by the way, well, I take that back. And some of these big corporate golden parachute deals,
Oh, that's true. That's true.
they get it. But for the guys like you and me, they just say hit the road,
Well, in the corporate world, usually you have a contract. If
Yeah.
you have a contract,
Yeah.
we'll negotiate it next year.
Mhm.
Yeah, okay. So that's LSU, and I don't know, something's fishy. It's just there's a lot of money thrown around that's not towards education.
Yeah.
Yeah, but anyway, let's move on. Rice was in the old Southwest Conference. They're the original cream puff, and they're in what we call the Think League, where they're not supposed to play football.
No, they
Just
write code and generate ideas and to make corporations in the world a better place.
yeah, yes, Harvard, Princeton, NYU, Columbia, Stanford, Rice, that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Don't play football. You know. Okay. Now, one of our listeners reminded me that Houston was in the Southwest Conference for a while, and I'd kind of forgotten about that.
Yeah, it was sort of strange because I looked that up too, and they were um, in the conference for everything but football for about 20 years. And then for a short span, like 4 or 5 years, they were in football as well. And then they went away.
They went away. So come on, NCAA, Southwest Conference. What are you doing? We're the fans. We don't have no idea anymore.
Hmm.
We don't know how to watch you on TV because it's spin the wheel whenever a game comes on. What channel, platform is it on?
Hmm.
What league are you in? We don't know. Okay, so and Oklahoma State was in the old Southwest Conference up there in Stillwater, but I never cared about them. I didn't, I just never
That's
cared.
personal preference, Douglas. Now, they have a lot of fans that really do care
Oh
about
yeah,
it,
oh yeah.
so, you know, you just have to learn to think like an Oklahoma State alum. That's how it works.
Absolutely true. But they already have Oklahoma up in Oklahoma, Sooners in Oklahoma. So who, stepchild, they were the stepchild. All right, so another team in the SEC was Arkansas. Now they're 2-7, and they lost to Mississippi State 38-35. That must have been a pretty close game, 38-35. And then next week, Arkansas is playing LSU. So that's kind of interesting. Okay.
Hmm.
Now, Oklahoma was in the old Southwest Conference, and they're in the SEC now with Texas and the Aggies. Um, they're 7-2, and they beat Tennessee 33-27. And my pal, Tennessee Bill, he looked forward to that game, but I haven't heard from him.
Yeah.
I'm
Did
not going
you?
to rub it in. He
Yeah.
knows.
He saw
He
the game.
knows. He's a fan. He knows. I just don't say anything. Okay. So, and then next week, there now, let me rephrase this. Next week or next scheduled game is against Alabama, who's 7-1.
Yes.
But it's not a bye. See, they've already had their bye.
Hmm.
So now it's just unscheduled. I don't get it. I don't get it. It's unfair. Well,
Yeah.
unfair. Okay, something from your heart. Notre Dame, right? Oh,
Yes. Fighting
that
Irish.
Fighting Irish. They're an independent, and they are 6-2, and they beat Boston College yesterday, 25-10.
Yeah, that's a big rivalry between the two schools. And Boston College beat the spread.
Mhm.
So in some ways, Boston College won because the people who gambled on them won some money.
Well, also, when we get to it, week 9 DTN by the numbers game, I
Yeah.
had Notre Dame and I had them by 2 points, by two touchdowns, more than two touchdowns. And sure enough, that till the numbers came in. Well, let me get to that. Oh, excuse me. So Notre Dame's playing Navy next week, who's 6-2. Here, let me get a shot of coffee. So, enjoy your coffee. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. Okay, now for my heart, I'm a UTEP fan, University of
Yes.
Texas, El Paso. They're in the Conference USA. Excuse me. I don't know how much longer before they go to the Mountain West or the WAC or they go into oblivion. I don't know. I really don't know. They are 2-6. They've got beat by Kennesaw State, 33-20. And I don't even know where Kennesaw State is. I will assume it's in Georgia, but they got beat 33-20. And now, remember the story with UTEP? They played 3 weeks ago, they played on a Wednesday. Then another week they played on a Wednesday. And then on Tuesday, that would be Tuesday the 28th. Yeah, the 28th. They played they played Kennesaw State, and now they have 11 days off. 11 days off to play Jacksonville State. So they had 14 days off to play Kennesaw State. Now they got 11 days off to play Jacksonville State, and who's 5-3. So the scheduling is all off.
Well,
And then,
now, wait a minute, Douglas. Just think of it. If they played a regular 7-day schedule, how bad they would get beaten. I mean, they take 11 days to get ready and they still get beat.
well, that's absolutely true. And they had 14 days before they played Kennesaw State, and now they got 11 days off to play Jacksonville State. But to the fans, it's like, oh, the game's on tonight. It's Tuesday. What are they doing? Play, in our minds, we're Texans. In our minds, high school is on Friday night, right?
Yes,
It's,
every Friday
it's
night.
Friday night. It's ingrained in us.
Yes,
College is on Saturday. Cowboys, pros play on Sunday.
yes.
That that's in our, and then the Monday night game for that's in our DNA.
Well,
And
maybe UTEP needs to get the message that they're not really wanting to be included into the Saturday game schedule.
well, I think what the people who run the athletic program and UTEP people need to just shut down the football program. They got a beautiful stadium, the Sun Bowl, and just move into the future and play soccer.
Yeah.
That's my opinion. It's controversial, but too bad that they have to start thinking for the future.
Yes.
So okay, so let's move on to North Carolina. We've been following North Carolina. They're now 3-5 because of Bill Belichick. He was legendary coach for the Patriots, took a few years off, went down to North Carolina, and he's trying to change that program around. They played Syracuse yesterday, and they beat him, or Friday night, on a Friday night. See, it's all screwed up.
Yeah.
On a Friday night, and they beat Syracuse 27-10.
Well, good for them.
Yeah, yeah, Bill. So North Carolina's now 3-5. Now, next game is North Carolina's going to play Stanford. The
The
Stanford,
Stanford. Yeah. The
not
brainy ones.
Stanford, and they're 3-6. So Bill might have a chance to get his on move his team up to maybe a 500 season, maybe a winning season. So okay, now Kevin, our magnificent computer dude, his team is the Oregon Ducks.
Yes, he's very proud of them.
Yes, he's very proud of it, and they're in the Big Ten. Okay, and they are 7-1. They played Wisconsin yesterday, so that's a Big Ten game, and they beat Wisconsin 21-7. Now they're playing Iowa next week, and Iowa's 6-2. Now the excuse me, we had a lot of high hopes for Oregon at the beginning of the season, and they had a nice run there, but their only loss is to
Indiana
Indiana.
Hoosiers.
So let's move on.
Yeah, music to my ears.
Indiana is now 9-0. They beat Maryland 55-10. They put a whooping on them. Okay. And next they're going to play Penn State, which is 3-5 games. So Indiana could run the table. That's
Yes.
the high hopes. They could run the table. Okay. So next we're following Lycoming Warriors because of CeeLo, Tom
Divi-
CeeLo, who is 58 years old.
Yes.
And he has gone out, got himself in shape to play for the Lycoming Warriors. CeeLo. And he's our generational hero. Now, they beat uh, Catholic, a school called Catholic, 38-12.
Well,
But
good.
I didn't see Tom CeeLo's in the stats that he played. Secret weapon, you call him a secret.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Now, what's interesting is their next game is they're playing Juniata. 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 I've never heard of this. I'm loving this because I have to look this stuff up. And they're in Huntington, PA. And these teams are in the Landmark Conference.
Yes. Division
So
three.
I'm sorry, Division Three.
Division three.
Division Three. So Tom CeeLo has opened up our minds to where are these schools and what he's doing, being 58 years old. He's a generational hero. Okay, so that's what we got here. Now, this breaks down to the undefeated teams going into week 9. We got Ohio State. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. We got A&M.
Yes.
We got Indiana.
Yes.
And we got BYU. We got 4 teams.
Yes.
We got 4 teams. Okay, so this is getting kind of interesting. Now, I had told you when we created this thing, the DTN College Football Conference by the numbers, Moneyball by the numbers,
Yes.
applied football. Okay.
Mhm.
And this is week 9, but I've only been doing this for 4 weeks because of the teams that were playing cream puffs in the beginning. So now there's data to honestly compare them. And each week I have followed 3 teams. I've followed 3 teams. And this week it's Texas, Vanderbilt, Indiana, Maryland, and Notre Dame College, Boston College. Now, the way the system works to our listeners all around the galaxy is we take the total yards average per game plus points, we add them on up, and that gives us a number. So Texas is going into the game yesterday, had 375 total yards average plus 232 points equals 607 points against Vanderbilt, which was 7-1, 433 points total average plus 307. So Vanderbilt had 740 points minus Texas 607. So I had Vandy by 2 touchdowns
Oh.
because of a spread, using a spread of 60 points equals 2 touchdowns, 50 points is 1 touchdown, 40 points is a field goal using those numbers. Okay.
Hmm.
So I had Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt lost 34-31.
Another great prediction.
Another great prediction. And then the same applied for Indiana over Maryland. And by the numbers, Indiana had had 307 points. So the prediction was by more than 2 touchdowns. And sure enough, Indiana was 55-10. So I was right there. I was
Yes.
right. The numbers indicated it. Okay. Now the same applied for Notre Dame over Boston College, where Notre Dame had 736 total points here over Boston College, 585 points. So that's a difference of 151 points. So Notre Dame should win by 25 to 10 or by more than two touchdowns. And they did.
Yes.
They won by more than two touchdowns. So for this week, I am 2 out of 3. Now, of the 4 weeks, I'm 5 of 12. So I'm below average.
Season's not over with, buddy. Just keep plugging along.
TK, that's a very interesting thing because of if you go by the numbers, as the numbers build and they get evened out because you're not playing cream puffs anymore, the numbers should indicate, and then when we get to a situation of the right now we have four undefeated teams, but which team is really number one? Because the sports writers will judge these teams by their heart and what they think and their bias.
Mhm.
Right?
Yeah,
Whereas
absolutely.
DTN by the numbers is just takes the total points average per game plus total points. Well, if for example, if your team Indiana has more points than everyone else, you're number one. And I believe last year when you and Indiana Brian just across the way there, my neighbor, were questioning who was number one. The DTN by the numbers indicated Indiana was number one.
Yeah, well, you know, there's three lies in the business world: white lies, black lies, and statistics.
And statistics. And how much is it going to cost me?
Yeah,
The fourth one.
yeah.
That's fine, honey. That's great, sir. Yeah, that's great. Yeah, that's good. I don't know. How much is it
How
going
much it
to
costs? Yes.
how much is it cost? How much for me to go away?
Mhm.
Buy
Yeah,
out. The
yeah. I was
buy.
gonna say they're not going to pay you 50 million bucks. I can tell you that right now.
Yes. TK, that's what I've got for the sports for this weekend on November 2nd on a Sunday morning with all of our listeners and viewers around the galaxy checking their box scores. This is the Camp Kennerk College Football Conference.
That's great, Douglas. You did a great job again. And I just want to remind everybody, all our viewers out in the galaxy, that our midweek podcast will come out Wednesday, Thursday, or just when we decide to do it.
Yeah.
But we really appreciate all the comments people are sending us. They're very helpful. Some great ideas, but doesn't necessarily mean we're going to do them. But we appreciate the ideas. And the with the Halloween weekend here, I just thought of the old Camp Kennerk motto that really kicked in with everybody here is, the brave check in and the nervous never leave. I had some trouble getting some people to leave the party because they said, I'm too nervous. I'm too nervous. I don't want to go out there. It's too much fun here. I said, sorry, you got to put on your big boy pants. You got to go out there. So it was a lot of fun. And Douglas, you did a great job with this, and I always enjoy talking to you. So I just have to say, Aaron, go Bra.
Thank you, TK. Go Cowboys.